We have actually gotten rid of Dracos. We don't want him anymore. And we're in front of this big TV because we have a few replays we want to cover. And it's not necessarily the big team fights we want to show. We want to show some of the big movements happening around the map. But first, we have to, of course, start with Wisdom, who didn't exactly have the greatest start to the game. Sadly for him, we see here level 1, he's about to lose the flash. And when you play Kha'Zix versus Olaf and you fall this far down, like early on, can you do anything?
Well, I think like if it's one death and you can still get the level 6 power spike before, then this might be something you can actually come out of. But I mean, it just keeps on happening. And this is really one of the OG win conditions that this Kha'Zix level 6. That's why they draft the Kha'Zix so early, that they can actually win with it and snowball level 6 between the rotations. No one can 1v1 this guy, but now after 2-3 deaths, I mean, everyone can kill this Kha'Zix.
Yeah, and I think that's a super good point, you know, the win condition really being Wisdom in this, because Vitality drafted a composition with like Jace and Ryze, like really strong solo laners who could then later on become split pushers. And Origen didn't have a like clear hard engage. They didn't have any way to really stop the side lanes from being pressured. So them actually losing the jungler so early means they don't really have a way to play out this mid game. So the next replay we want to show you is how Vitality are actually trying to set up these plays here with these very strong mid laners. And Sheep, it all starts in the mid lane with Nukeduck.
Yeah, Nukeduck right now has the mid lane control and is pushing out first. And what they want to do is rotate Nukeduck down, okay? Because he pushed first, Corki needs to defend, Nukeduck is walking bottom side. Now it's a 4 versus 3 if Origen wants to fight. Obviously, Origen, if they take the fight, they lose. Really good aggressive play. Nukeduck is still around. They're going for the bot lane turret really well so far. More people. And right now...
And this is key here. This is very key because now Vitality have 2 options here where we pause it. Nukeduck can either walk down and join the 3 members at the tower and just kill this first tower and get all the gold. Or he can delay the play a little bit and actually walk all the way back to mid lane, push out another wave, and then walk down once more to secure the tower. So it just depends. Do you want to maximize farm? That means Nukeduck goes back, takes the wave, and comes back down to bot lane, and you don't push as fast, or you just go down here and take the turret. Nukeduck decides to go back now that we run the clip, and that is where things can basically go a little bit wrong for Vitality, because when Nukeduck runs back to the lane, as we will see now, he's no longer able to actually join if a potential fight breaks out. So as we see him move back here, Vitality, they stay down the bottom lane, Sheepy, and this is where it gets really, really tricky.
Yeah, exactly. Because Nukeduck is going mid-side right now, and this is where the difference is kind of between your normal solo queue game. We have to think of 5 people right now fighting. So right now, when Vitality is starting fighting and Ryze is actually still on the top side, we see the Corki coming in, and right now, if Origen is able to delay a bit, this will be a 5 versus 4 with Ryze coming in. So this is where the replay goes on. They don't get the engage. Corki comes from the side, and that's the really sole reason that they are winning this team fight. And we can just see it. They go on the back line, 5 versus 4. There's not much chance for Vitality.
No, a very classic mistake we see very often, where the one member then goes back to his lane, it doesn't get communicated, and the other members, they stay for a little bit too long. They stew for a little bit too long, not a word, but they did stay for too long, and that's why they got punished, and they got Origen a little bit back in the game. But Vitality, they're still in the lead. Last replay we have for you guys is focus on how Vitality are supposed to set up the map and where they fall short, which actually rewards a Baron over Origen. So this is where we get into the replay. You can see Nukeduck is top side. Bottom lane, we have a Jace with teleport. 3 members in mid lane. This is fine from Vitality. This is what they want to do. Push 2 side lanes with Ryze and Jace, and then push mid with the other 3. And then you want to set up for Baron. Now they reset the whole thing, and this is where everything goes wrong. And Origen, actually, despite being so far down in gold, unable to stop the split push, are able to secure a Baron because Taps can now finally push out mid lane. And once we roll the clip again here, we're going to see Vitality not focus on pushing back out the mid lane, which is the important thing to do.
Yeah, right now what you are as Vitality, you want to maximize the power spike. Everyone went back, now you want to pressure. So what you want to do is push out mid lane, push out top side, 20 minutes plus, you want to get this Nasher. So Steelback kind of pushing out mid lane, and they are still already trying to contest the vision. Not possible right now. So they need to wait for Steelback to push out, push the next wave, and then go with 4 people in with JSTP, so they are not less people.
Yeah, because now that we run the clip out here, Origen are able to just go back mid, as you just highlighted, Sheepy. They push the wave. We can just actually run the whole thing and just follow it, because Taps are once again able to very early meet the wave, push it all the way to tier 2 tower. And Vitality are running around in their own jungle for some reason, not really doing anything right now. So it allows Origen to once again move back in towards the Baron pit, and they realize, well, there's not proper warding here. There's actually not enough members of Vitality around. They're not pushing any of their lanes. So we can just take this Baron. And despite Origen actually losing the fight after, this was a team that was down 5-6k gold that just secured a Baron simply because Vitality didn't focus on just getting that mid lane pushed back out, get control of the river. But no, they were wandering around the jungle, not really knowing what to do. And this was some of the issues for Vitality, but they were still the better team.
And I think this is the really interesting thing right now in League of Legends, that you have to be really tight in the decisions you're making, and we're going to see that more in the weeks to come. That if you're just slacking off for 1 or 2 waves for the mid lane, you can actually lose an Asher, even if you're 3k behind. So every game can actually be decided on those macro decisions.
Now, one member, though, who did play really well and actually gets player of the series here, it is Nukeduck. His Corki game in the first one was really strong. His Rise in this one, he won his mid lane. He was able to apply pressure around the map. And that's something we want to see from Nukeduck, because he is a player that we expect a lot from, and he needs to be a carry for this team to do well.
Yeah, I think he had 0 deaths in the end, so really good job on him. I think just if they're fixing the macro game decisions and can utilize those strong players, well, then they should be really good to go for the higher
Enough
places.
from us, Sheepy. Quick shot as he's sitting ready with one of the members from Vitality.
Not sitting just yet, gentlemen. Yes, Nukeduck was player of the game, but Nukeduck was enabled by a phenomenal jungler. It was, of course, Joko playing that Olaf in game 2. A monster. Congratulations, Joko, first of all, on the win and your first of the year.
Yeah, thank you. It felt really great, especially after this second game. It was really intense, and yeah, it felt really good to win.
Joko, how important is it for you personally to pick up that first win on stage, knowing there's a fairly short regular season?
Well, it feels really good because if we would have lost this game, this series, it would have meant that we'll maybe not go to playoff. And the win here was really part of the key and for the team, because we were like in a bad move, and now we can, like, especially for me, I was like a bit in trouble with the meta because Rengar Kha'Zix, it's new for me. And right now I understand the game, and yeah, I think we can be in the playoff for sure.
Yeah, very, very strong performance both games. But what on earth happened in the mid game of game 2? It went just like crazy.
Yeah, it's like Ashani teaching, you know, like he's since 2 weeks saying me that I have to counter jungle, I have to be aggressive as I can. And yeah, I tried my best, and yeah, it was really good from the team, and yeah, I think we play really well in the early game.
Yeah, definitely showed. A little bit messy towards the end. What was the communication like in those late game Baron fights? You know, it felt like Nukeduck was split pushing, and then it was always a 4 versus 5 or a 3 versus 5. What was the comms like on your team?
The comm was like to just let the side lane pressure, because Rise was stronger than Rumble, and we could just take the inhib. And yeah, like it was a bit messy, I feel like, but it's just a game. But yeah, like the plan was to just side lane push, and if they go for Nash, we just turn on them and we kill them even if they got the Nash.
Yeah, it definitely worked out. So congratulations on the win. Let's look forward a little bit. Next week, you guys are going to be playing H2K. H2K just lost to the Unicorns of Love yesterday. So what does that do for your mindset, you know, looking forward, knowing how important that series is going to be?
Yeah, this series, I think it's going to be more harder for us, because H2K is a really strong team. Especially, I respect a lot Jankos, because he's like really jungler that I'm really looking to be like him, you know. And yeah, I think it will be more harder, but we can still do it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to that series. Joko, talk to me a little bit more as our last question, just about playing in Vitality with the new squad. You know, looking at Cabo, Nukeduck, Hachani. What's the team environment like?
It's really good. Like, we are 3 French, obviously, but it's like everybody is like speaking English. But yeah, it's really good because everyone is friend, and we are looking for be the strongest. And yeah, it feels really good to be in good environment.
Good environment. Final question, looking forward, where do you think Vitality is going to place at the end of the regular season?
Minimum, like for playoff, I would say. But yeah, I think we can be top 4 or top 5.
Minimum for playoffs. We'll have to find out if you can make it there. Thank you so much for the interview. Congratulations on the win. That does it for us in series number 1. When we come back, it'll be EU LCS Spring Split with Rockats versus Giants. See you in a minute.
Wisdom can't even get a blue, and now he's going to go down the red carpets there. But Cabo goes to the skies.
Caitlyn. Yep. Caitlyn first.
Vitality might have bit off more than they could chew here. It is a double kill over to Tabs. Can Combo Shark get away from this one? It doesn't look like it. A triple kill for Tabs. And just like that, it's 4 for 1. Tabs will give his life. He was going to fall. And Steelback clips a kill. That's going to be 4 for 2.
Let's go.
Can maybe end the game. I don't think. Yeah, maybe.
Combo Shark, though, is punishing inside the pit, but it is
Steelback?
not enough. Steelback trying to keep this alive. He gets one more shot. Hiva finishes him off. Joko's going in. Johnny around the back. Hiva not going down just yet. Tabs takes out Joko. The damage is real. Is it enough? There's a double for Combo Shark. They're cleaning house. Wisdom and Tabs, the last members standing.